Man, I love this. I love chatting with folks that are young in the art. But I mean, you just listening to your songs, your lyrics, the way you play. Um, you'd never guess you were, still under 18. It's just ridiculous to me. So there's a lot of questions here that I have, and I'm just trying to figure out the order to ask them. You mentioned that you were writing songs like real young as a toddler, and I know what you mean. Probably just coming up with lyrics or little melodic things that you hum or kind of almost scat as a kid, right? Um, you
Exactly.
know what I'm talking about, right? So I feel like the earlier somebody does that, the more mature they're going to be within their songwriting if they do pursue it earlier in time. Do you feel like that's kind of the case for you?
Maybe. I've never really liked my writing style, so I don't really get the hype around it being mature and whatever. So I have a lot of trouble answering questions like that.
Awesome.
If my mom was here, she would be like, "Oh yeah, of course. She matured so quickly in her writing."
Well, that's great that you answered that way. I like the fact that you don't like your own writing style. Tell me what it is about it that you don't like.
Well, on one hand, it's too serious, and on the other hand, it's too silly. So it's the extremes, and I'm never gonna be happy with myself, which is difficult, but I mean, other people like it, so.
So let me try to help you then. There's an old adage in the music business, and maybe you've heard this already, but this might actually help you like your own style. They say the song rules the way, the song leads the way, the song always wins. Whatever shape you put that in, regardless of where you end up, the song is always going to take you where it wants to go. So that's really, I would say you're less of a driver and more of a passenger when it comes to that.
Yes, sir. I especially, okay. I guess my previous answer was kind of a lie. Some of my songs, the song definitely leads, but it's all from Jesus.
Right. Awesome
Like
stuff.
I've got
Go ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead.
like I've got some sadder like healing from heartbreak songs that I definitely felt like a tug from God to write. So while I still don't like them, I don't like them a little less than the other ones because I know that they're meant for someone.
And have you had coaching with your songwriting?
No, sir. I've done all of my writing all by myself.
And what about, have you had any coaching whatsoever, like guitars, vocals, anything?
Vocals, yes. I think I had one or two guitar lessons with a coach that, ooh, I've had one or two guitar lessons, but they never really stuck. And I'm not a good learner. I'm not a good student.
You got two sisters. That's probably got something to do with that.
Yes, sir, definitely.
uh,
I've learned the art of selective hearing.
Here's a question for you as somebody who's outside your sphere and a fan of yours. I like your songwriting, okay? But you're the writer, you're the creator of your own art. So how are you able to get through those circumstances where you don't necessarily like what you're doing, but again, we just mentioned the song leads the way, or Jesus is giving it to you, whatever. How do you get yourself to finalize something that you don't necessarily care for?
Well, I always just step into the shoes of an arrogant person or someone that actually likes their music, and then I'll try to find like a line that I like to just keep myself going.
So
But
are you
also,
saying
I'll
it's
just,
probably more humility rather than just because like I hear I don't like my own music and I'm thinking imposter syndrome. Do you know what that is?
yes, sir. I definitely feel that.
Yeah. So like there's a difference between imposter syndrome and like being humble, right? Like being humble is just you know I'm gonna do this and if people like it then great. I'm just gonna leave my ego out of it and if we get good words or reactions from it then great. Imposter syndrome is that's just your inner voice telling you everything sucks, right?
I think it's a little bit of both
Yeah.
for me. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, that's a cool line. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. It never lasts for long, but I mean, it's there.
How often do you like trash something? You know what I mean? Like you write something out and you just get rid of it because of those inner voices or being too humble.
I never get rid of stuff.
Awesome.
ever. It terrifies me to be, because I know the one thing that I delete, I'm gonna be thinking about in the middle of the night one night. I'm gonna be just the vibes of it. I won't remember any lyrics, what it was about, just that I remember it being really good, and then I'll look through my notes and it's not there. And I'm terrified that that's gonna happen. So I never delete anything, no matter how terrible I think it is.
That's good. That means your human instinct for hoarding is overcoming everything else, right? You're just going to keep
Hmm.
everything, never throw anything away. That's good when you're a songwriter. Big, big, big. So, man, I've seen so many different ways of people describing you and your art, and I've seen outlaw country, I've seen red dirt, I've seen folk, Americana. How would you describe yourself musically?
We were just having a conversation about this. My mom wants me to find a category to fit myself into, but honestly, I feel like I would be cheating the people in all of the different genres
Hmm.
if I were to pigeonhole myself into one of them. And I'm not saying like I'm so diverse, I'm just in everything, I'm just so awesome. I'm saying I can't settle down on one thing. My mind is always changing.
Hmm. Yeah, and if that's the way you feel about it, I would try to self-describe your songs rather than you as a complete art or complete,
Okay.
like describe the painting, not the museum, essentially.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So like if you have a folk song, hey guys, I have this folk Americana song that you guys should check out. If you have more of a southern rock kind of gritty edge, maybe almost grungy kind of song, like I know you have, then you can
I
use.
thought about like three when you said that.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, like, you can use that to describe the song, and then if somebody asks you to describe yourself, you just say, "Listen to the music."
Listen to the music.
Yeah.
You'll
So
hear all of my problems in there.
that's right.
You'll know exactly what's going on in my brain.
Yeah. So, man, you're again. We're gonna get into her process for writing here in a minute, but one of the things I love about you, Jillian, as an artist, is your songs reach different emotional um, kind of places, right? You have your happy songs, you have your sad songs, you have your whacked out crazy songs. How are you able to do that? Like, how are you able to kind of morph into a different emotion? Because most people, if they're going through a tough time in life, they're going to write sad songs. And if they're going through a really joyful period in life, they're going to write happy songs. For you, you're able to do both. So how are you able to? Is that just being young? Do you think?
It might just be being young, but I get a lot of I get a lot of vibes from my writing, not like specific lines or specific, you know, melodies from the stuff I read and the movies I watch. So I'm able to just write about whatever all the time because I put myself in the shoes of characters or I get like again, I get lines from God.
Yeah.
So if he wants me to, if I'm in a sad mood and he's like, actually, no, you're going to write a fun song about insurance fraud and murder, then that's what I do.
So it's almost like vicarious writing, right? Just writing through other perspectives and stuff. If that's the case, how do you connect so passionately to a song and the lyrics to it if you haven't lived it yourself?
Ooh, I think I literally, I just, if I'm, well, okay, I'm going to take one of my favorite songs that I've written, which is hard for me to say because I don't have, which is easy for me to say because I don't have very many favorite songs. Montana. It's a song about loving someone who's not ready to settle down. Never gone through that experience. I've never been the person not ready to settle down, but I put myself in the shoes of this character that I've created, this woman, and I've created this whole world because I think of my songs as like a world. Like I create an entire world with my songs, at least for me. I know it's not that deep for other people, but these are my children that I don't like, but they're my children anyways. And so I have my little world and I get into my world and I put myself in the shoes of this woman and then I sing it from her perspective. So it's not really me.
Yeah.
It's like I got multi-personality disorder.
So the story is longer than the song, essentially, for you.
Yes, sir.
I love that.